As with any old colonial Spanish town, there's always a lot of history, right? Well, in this case, this theater that dates back to 1923 looks perfectly normal from the front end, but look on the ground here. This is the aluminum roof it once had. It's all over this one street. So here's a different perspective of that same theater we just showed you, except you see the wider damage there, right? And then you see the consistency in terms of destruction, because here, this other theater has the exact same roof damage. Let's give you a sense of the strength of this storm. Take a look at these doors. They're about 12 feet high. They're sturdy, they're wooden, but the storm was able to easily knock them down. When we talk about a Category 5 storm, you talk about specific damage, and one of them is the kind of uplifting of trees that we see here. This is a massive tree, but you can see it's been ripped from its core, and as you see around, take a peek around the park, you see much of the same stuff happening behind us, and then you see this as well, this lamppost completely uprooted. This is a metal lamppost, and that gives you a sense of how strong this storm is. So we're sitting in a building that was going to be renovated anyway, but this is the destruction that Irma left behind. You can see the roof is totally gone. We're told that it was going to be replaced anyway, but now the storm did it for them. So we're about to follow Jose, who's the superintendent of this building that we just showed you, and he tells me he was here taking care of it and had to move several times throughout the night just because of the different direction that the wind was blowing. Jose, tú me estabas diciendo, ¿dónde la pasaste aquí?
Ese techo es nuevo. Ajá. Ese techo es nuevo.
So that's a new roof over there that you see.
Techo es nuevo. Y entonces estuve allí, mira donde está la silla.
So he says he spent most of the time in that chair, that black chair right below that drawing. Ahí la pasaste.
Ahí la pasé. Y entonces cuando el viento se mueve, que empieza a batir de aquí, entonces vengo y me incorporo aquí donde están los vehículos.
So he says when the roofs, when the wind started changing and taking a different direction, he tells me he comes back here and spends the night behind these cars right here that you see in front of us. When you talk about post-storm dangers, this is one of them. Look at this light post right here swinging in the air. The wind, you can see what direction it's going, and the winds are still pretty hefty here. What we haven't seen much of here in Remedios is the kind of flooding that you'll likely see in Caibarin, because Remedios, after all, is farther inland. When you leave the center of town, that's when you start seeing the heartbreaking damage here in Remedios. Take a look at this house. All of it is really pretty much gone. And as I walk here, I want you to hear from the person living there. Tanya, with her dog, is still out here. And she tells me that she left just this morning, but she was able to survive the storm inside her house, barely, really, from what you can see. Tanya, cuéntame, ¿cómo pasaste la tormenta?
Bueno, mira, la tormenta la pasé como hasta las 8 y un poquito. Le digo a mi mamá, voy a ver qué es lo que pasa adelante, porque sentí que los cines estaban como la parte adelante, que era algo que sonaba.
She felt the sound and something was not right.
Estando parada en la saleta, se cae la parte adelante completa con todo el costado.
Then the front end of the house just tumbled.
A los 15 o 20 minutos se levantó todo el techo de atrás y se mojó todo está mojado.
And 15-20 minutes later, the roof just really collapsed.
No tengo techo, no tengo televisor, no tengo nada.
She doesn't have a roof, she doesn't have a TV, she doesn't have anything.
Todo se quedó dentro, escaparate y todo.
Pero el perrito que
Simba.
Well, she says all she has is her health and now her dog, whose name is Simba.